Good morning, and welcome to Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children. Today is March 7th, and our reading is N.U.T.S. The solution is the Eightfold Path. When we're not using the solution, N.U.T.S., you can follow us around and watch us not use the solution as we stick our noses into places they don't belong. It might be cataloging someone else's faults, reorganizing organized religion, gossiping, or bugging our adult children to do things we never did when we were their age. Obsessing about justifiable resentments is great because people put their arm around us and say, "Oh, gee, that's terrible. I'd be mad too." They think they're helping, but they're just enabling us to remain broken. A justifiable resentment will get us just as crazy, just as fast as an imaginary one. Ranting and raving about politics, foreign policy, or the stock market are all good distractions. Any subject works as long as it deflects attention from our own defects. If we're upset about COVID, suddenly we're not just a couple of anonymous schmucks in Nowheresville, Japan. We're the world's leading experts on healthcare, don't you know? Instead of minding our own business, when we're N.U.T.S, we make ourselves feel better at other people's expense, usually loved ones. We forget all about not for sure and let it go. Once again, how we view the world and our intentions or motives in communication are really of prime importance. If we're trying to achieve equanimity with the rest of the people in our lives, that's one thing. If we're trying to win an argument or make ourselves feel better by pushing other people down or grousing about the state of the union and the world and how it really does suck to be me, then that's an entirely different thing. The Buddha said, "Wake up." He might as well have said, "Play stupid games, win stupid prizes." And that's what happens when we are nuts. There is a funny side to people not using the solution to being confused, to be seen in different places. In 2016, the Daily Star in the UK, it's a tabloid, ran big headlines about how the Ministry of Defense had just blown 183 million pounds on a 5-inch gun, which they characterized as being literally the length of a toothbrush. So there's a lack of perspective, I guess you might say, a lack of experience on the part of people who have lived a different kind of life than the people that they are covering, whether that's in the press or it might be politicians as well. People who come from the cities and have no experience living out in the countryside and amongst farming people and stuff like that tend to have a pretty naive and often hilarious view of common sense. Ajahn Chah told a story. He says two people are walking along and they see a duck and a chicken, and one of them says, "Why can't that chicken be like the duck? And why can't that duck be like the chicken?" And what that person wants is impossible. They could wish for the duck to be a chicken and the chicken to be a duck for the rest of their life, and it wouldn't happen because the chicken is a chicken and the duck is a duck. But as long as they continued to think like that, they would suffer. Now, the other person sees that the chicken is a chicken and the duck is a duck, and that's all there is to it, and there's no suffering. So happy trails to you until we meet again.